Hi friends, here's my recap of Governing Body Update number 7 for October 2022, starring Stephen Lett. In this update, Stephen talks about quite a few things, including the need when we are confronted with dangerous circumstances. That's really the main part of what I'm going to focus on. If you want to see the update in its entirety, it's 22 minutes long and it can be found on their website. So he claims that as of October the 1st, he says we are no longer strongly recommending mask wearing while attending in-person meetings. It's our personal choice. So I don't know what's really going on. Leave me a comment if you know whether the indoctrinated are wearing masks or if they're not wearing masks. Are they feeling pressured? I don't know. I just can't comment on that. So anyway, check it out. Here's Stephen Lett.
Welcome, dear brothers and sisters. In view of the rapidly changing world scene, we'll discuss the need for decisive action when we are confronted with dangerous circumstances. We've resumed the house-to-house ministry. And we also had a worldwide campaign to offer Bible studies using the Enjoy Life Forever brochure. Many honest-hearted ones are responding to this good news of something better.
The governing body members are proud of this new campaign to start Bible studies, aren't they? But are they really Bible studies? I don't think so.
Tragically, many of us have lost loved ones to COVID-19. Sadly, others have lost loved ones because of war, natural disasters, or other painful circumstances. Please enjoy watching this comforting video.
So when we lose a loved one in death, we want comfort from someone who understands. While on earth, Jesus experienced the pain of losing family and friends. After the death of a close friend named Lazarus, Jesus' grief was intense. He felt what others felt. The pain was crushing, yet his empathy moved him to comfort others. Still, he wanted to do more. Jesus spoke with his Father and brought his friend back to life. Jehovah God and Jesus have not changed. They feel pain when people die. They feel your pain and have promised to eliminate death.
All right, so Stephen says that this is a comforting video, but let me ask you, is it more about comforting or is it more about death and tragedy? Why not provide comfort such as Jesus paid the price for us, he died for us and rose from the dead so that we could live? Isn't that comforting? How can focusing on death and weeping provide comfort? All right, so now Lett goes into disaster relief efforts. I can only imagine how the hearts, the minds, the emotions of the indoctrinated are prepared. They just heard details about the pandemic, a segment on death and weeping, and now they're hearing about relief efforts for recent disasters where they're told one Cuban brother died, 3,600 homes of witnesses and 100 kingdom halls were damaged or destroyed. Can it get any worse for them?
Recently, a sister made an appointment for a refugee family to view an apartment. A few local brothers and a translator accompanied the family. The real estate agent was impressed. He said, "Never before has anyone been so professional. I am more than thrilled with your religious community." At the end of the visit, the family from Ukraine asked the agent if they would get the apartment. The agent showed them his calendar and said that he had 10 other applicants for the same place. Then he thought about it for a moment and said with a smile, "You are doing such a great work. I would like to contribute my part and do something good. You get the apartment." Afterward, the agent asked more about Jehovah's Witnesses and our work. He then assured our brother that he would help us in the future. He explained that whenever an apartment opens up, he would let the brothers know first, and they could arrange to view it. The agent is also helping with the paperwork so that the refugees can benefit from available government assistance, which covers the rental costs. What a blessing for all involved.
Government assistance? Is that remaining neutral? Why can their God not provide for them? Why does their God bless them by having them turn to Satan's government and government assistance? I wonder where they get these extraordinarily positive stories.
We are also working to assist various branch offices around the world, especially in Europe, to be better equipped to deal with potential energy shortages.
Energy shortages!
This will help branches to continue their vital work of delivering spiritual food and giving support and direction to congregation activities.
All right, so I believe that what's coming next is the true focus of this update. To emotionally charge this so that the indoctrinated is continuously on this high state of alert for this unknown disaster where they have to flee in the middle of the night, maybe. Let me show you what I mean.
Let's discuss the theme, when you see danger, act quickly. No doubt you'd agree that the scene of this world is changing. The relative stability we've experienced in various parts of the world seems to be rapidly disappearing. There are so many natural disasters, increased unrest, war, threats of food shortages, energy shortages, and more. What should we do when we are personally confronted with such dangers? Yes, when we see danger, we must act quickly. This is true now, and it was true in Bible times too. When David faced threats of attack from Saul or others, he quickly got up and ran away. Jehovah's angel told Joseph to take newborn Jesus and Mary and flee to Egypt because, quote, Herod is about to search for the young child to kill him. So Joseph and Mary left that night.
All right, so Lett next reads from Luke chapter 21, where Jesus said to flee to the mountains. During the end times, those in Judea, Israel, would flee to the mountains. After he reads that verse, he tells the indoctrinated what his point is.
What's the point? When we see danger, we don't need to panic, but we do need to act quickly. That may mean fleeing the area where we live and saying goodbye to some or even all of our possessions. This
has been the theme of the organization for a very long time. Possessions, leaving your possessions. Lett is instilling fear into the indoctrinated that danger, this invisible danger, is looming, and that the only hope for the prudent man is to flee quickly.
Unless the government directs us to flee, it's a personal decision. We do not expect Jesus or an angel to tell us to leave. But Jehovah does expect us to use our power of reason. He wants us to act wisely. Let's see how one family from Ukraine responded when they realized they were in danger.
Even before the war started, there had been warnings. We had family worship and studied an article from the Awake magazine. There was a lot of advice about emergency kits and to have a plan of what you will do. We made a firm decision that if war broke out and there were explosions, we would not stay.
Each one of us had our own emergency kit ready. We had put them in the hallway before everything started.
I told the children, aside from your backpack, take only what you really need. Each child took only one extra change of clothes, and that's it. And we had filled up the tank in the car. Up to that moment, before the war, we had never had a full tank. We thought, let there never be war, but at least we'll have a full tank.
We were ready and waiting, but what next? Was it safe to go or not? The elders called and told me to weigh up the pros and cons. Then there was an explosion. The windows and the doors shook, and I thought, no, we have to leave. That will be safer. So the whole family, me, my wife, and 5 children, took our backpacks to the car. It took us just a few minutes to get the car ready.
And when we were leaving, all the gas stations were crowded, and there were huge queues.
Our tank was full, so we only had to fill up again near the border.
We were at the border for 21 hours.
It took 21 hours moving the car little by little.
Time and again, we are convinced that Jehovah's advice is always for the best. Even if we don't understand why, we should follow it. Always. And that obedience brings blessings. That's how it works.
Obedience is vital. Good thing for those go bags, right? A couple of years ago, I forget what it was in a Wake Wet magazine that explained the need for these go bags. The page in the Awake was perforated so that the witnesses can tear it out so that they can pack these bags and leave them by the car so that they would be ready to go quickly when that unexpected call comes in the middle of the night. They don't know from whom. They don't know what their instructions are, but they're ready to go. And isn't it interesting that this couple is focusing on the importance of these go bags? Now, you know this is all scripted. It has to be. What is the governing body planning? Is this something only a tactic to keep the indoctrinated terrified so that they obey, or do they have something in mind? Telling the indoctrinated to flee.
Being prepared allowed them to make the personal decision to leave quickly when they saw the danger.
Do you see he keeps saying this is a personal decision? The personal decision to leave quickly when they saw danger. This is their tactic. They lead the indoctrinated to believe that it's their personal decision to leave so that the governing body cannot be held accountable. You see that?
Ahead of time, they obediently followed the direction to have go bags and a full tank of gas in the car.
They obediently followed the direction to have go bags and a full tank of gas in the car. Obey. Be obedient. But it's your personal decision.
Because of the instability of the world, we have to be prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually for disasters and rapidly changing circumstances. Today, it's affecting these brothers. But tomorrow, it may be affecting us. This is a time for us to support one another. And really, relief work is a vital part of our sacred service. That a great famine was about to come on the entire inhabited earth. So the disciples determined, each according to what he could afford, to send relief to the brothers living in Judea.
So Stephen Lett reads this footnote going into an explanation of the Greek words and their meanings. It's a diversion and a distraction. So watch what he says about it.
The Greek word diakonia, often rendered ministry,
is also used in the sense of relief work at Acts 12:25 and relief ministry at 2 Corinthians 8:4. The use of the Greek word diakonia in the Christian Greek scriptures shows that Christians have a twofold ministry. One aspect is the preaching and teaching work. The other aspect involves their ministry in behalf of fellow believers, as mentioned here. Paul showed that these different aspects of the Christian ministry all constitute sacred service.
so we see that relief work is sacred service. It is a vital part of our ministry. But we want you to know how very much we appreciate that you are generously supporting our relief efforts. You're providing food and rebuilding homes and kingdom halls. You're helping our brothers rebuild their lives and provide to them what they need. Thank you for what you're doing. And please know that we love you all very much.
I don't believe that they love them at all. I believe they're trying to tear them down so that they can enslave them. The indoctrinated are providing the food and the funds for the relief work, not the organization. That's it, friends. I hope you enjoyed my recap. Let me know in the comments section what you think of this. I'm just amazed that people still believe these guys, these fraudsters. They're not telling you the truth, friends. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.